So, Noah, what did you think about the King Crimson concert we went to? Well, I guess it's King Crimson adjacent. It's the new iteration of King Crimson, question mark?
The real King Crimson?
Isn't that what that dork on YouTube said?
That is what a YouTube dork said, yes.
This YouTube dork?
Yeah, it's him.
I have two things that will definitely upset some of you and get you fired up in the comments. All right, number one, Beat puts on a better live show than King Crimson. And number two,
We'll address these.
Beat actually is King Crimson.
I mean, that's really the crux. That's the only reason we needed to open that. That's the crux of the question at hand, right?
It's good. It's good fodder.
It is good fodder. It's excellent fodder. I think for question one, is Beat better than King Crimson?
Well, you've seen versions.
I don't like the more recent iterations of King Crimson where it's Robert Fripp, Tony Levin, who's the best part of it, and then like 3 drummers. It's too esoteric and self-important, whereas I found Beat, on the other hand, the iteration we saw, were much more playful and it was more lighthearted. That said, Steve Vai's tone was gaudy and he did too much tapping when all that was required was double picking, like up, down, up, down, up, down.
Right. But that's why they brought him in, to do the tapping.
Yeah. Do you have any taste in clip?
Well, if you type in...
like in Oh, no, this is right. In Discipline from a day ago. Wouldn't this be a good choice?
Yep, live in Toronto.
I guess
This is
the show we saw.
There's lots of clips.
Oh, yeah, this is literally the show we saw. Moror, it's like you were the third person. You were there at the show with us. Yeah, because well, you are now, because only Noah and I went, but I bought 3 tickets. Our third friend wasn't able to show up.
He was not present.
He was not present.
He was present in our hearts.
This is such a Danny Carey trick. This is one of his favorite... Oh, well, not anymore.
He's not using the bass fingers, is he now? At this point?
Oh, Tony Levin, the bassist?
Yeah.
He's so interesting because his Chapman stick, the lowest notes on it are the bass notes, and the higher notes are like
quite high.
Dulcimer. What is it? Hammered dulcimer. What actually is it, Noah? Do you know? Is it guitar strings?
I think it's its own thing.
Is it like a baritone guitar?
Yeah.
Is that kind of the vibe? It has some bass and some baritone. That's
yeah. Yeah.
All right. Get to the fucking song. Oh, this is the encore song.
Is it?
Yeah, well, one of the encore songs.
I think it's one of the last songs.
Uh-huh. This isn't what I wanted, though.
If you look up Beat, Massey Hall, there's many clips.
Wow, look at that. Same show. Little Chapman stick solo.
It's pretty guitar-y.
It is pretty guitar-y. Did you enjoy Adrian Belew's drill solo when he drilled his guitar? Obviously, that's very slap bassy. Also, Tony Levin kind of invented Primus. There's like one of the songs they played during the set was like, oh, that's just proto Primus, and that's a thing we found it, right?
And King Crimson kind of invented Tool.
Right. And there's a couple songs in this set where it's like, oh, that's like totally proto Tool.
And I think I read that Robert Fripp met Adrian Belew at a Steve Reich show in New York City.
Which makes sense because those songs are so influenced by Steve Reich.
That's right.
Which is kind of what irritated me about Steve Vai's guitar tone during those Steve Reich moments when, like I said, all that's required is up down, and you're just supposed to polyrhythm with Adrian Belew's part.
Right. But that's not what
I want it simple. I want it rustic.
That's not what he's there.
But Steve Vai's suit is the equivalent of Las Vegas, the city.
What do you think about his suit, Aurora?
Yeah, what do you...
I was just Googling that Michael Jackson video we watched yesterday because it looks like he's cosplaying as...
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right about...
Is that Blood on the Dance Floor?
No, well, it's kind of Smooth Criminal, in my opinion.
Where he walks into the bar.
Oh, You Rock My World.
Yeah.
Right?
The hat.
Yeah.
The red. He's
I also
there to shut shit
think
down.
I also think Adrian Belew, because he was the background vocalist in Talking Heads' Remain in Light live band, his vocal timbre is very similar to David Byrne, but almost sweeter and more operatic. But I love his guitar style.
He's a great guitarist.
He's so good. He has taste, right? He actually has taste.
Yeah.
Whereas Steve Vai is jerking his guitar cock off and jizzing all over the bald sausage fest, and they're just like, jizz all over me, Steve Vai. He's jerking off, jizz is flying everywhere, and they're loving all the spectacle, if you will, of Steve Vai's performance, right?
It's very enjoyable to watch.
It is enjoyable. Yeah, he's very technical.
He's very expressive.
He's very expressive
He's very loud.
with his cock.
Another thing is this is the most tasteful Steve Vai you can purchase,
True.
which I found delightful way to experience Steve Vai.
Yeah, that is true. This is the best you're going to get from him.
It's a pretty controversial opinion.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, there's that. I think it's called like scratching surface or something. We could look it up.
What's
From
that?
this concert.
That's the name of the song?
I think so.
And don't worry, guys. I will definitely get to the Danny Carey part. I'm saving it for last.
Sheltering Sky.
That's the name of the song?
I think it's called.
Oh, you remember that weird moment where Danny Carey was playing the rototoms in the front of the stage?
Yes.
And they weren't mic'd?
I watched a little bit.
Yeah.
And I could hear them. So I don't know. It's like we couldn't hear
Oh,
them.
maybe it's where we were sitting? Is that possible?
I
It was
don't-
only going to like the balcony
I don't
or something
know.
like that?
I was confused.
Can we point out the hideous elephant? Graphic
The whole-
design?
It's strange.
It's very Republican
It looks very
leaning or coded.
AI generated.
Or AI generated is a great way of putting it.
You can skip ahead a little bit.
Also, can we talk about the fact that because I got pretty good seats, we got free VIP lanyards
Challenge coins and bottle openers.
with their names on the on the alcohol beverage bottle openers.
Do a show and tell. You have
Oh yeah. Do I have this dorky?
the door.
Oh, I guess I left my dork coin upstairs. Here's my little lanyard. And we got signed posters, multiple posters with all the members. Would you say that every single woman that was there was either a wife or a girlfriend and was not there on their own volition?
I would say so. I think this might be the solo.
Oh, this is the long song where Steve Vai masturbates for like 12 minutes.
Right, which for many of us,
I thought it was boring. It
this
didn't
the
go. It was like a
highlight.
boring Tool intro that didn't go anywhere.
It was a Steve Vai guitar solo.
He jerked off for 12 minutes.
This isn't it. This isn't it, though. He wasn't wearing.
He was edging for 12
He
minutes.
wasn't
yeah.
wearing his hat. I want to watch a little of that. It must have been.
Pretty sure that is the song.
No,
in
because he
question.
wasn't wearing a hat when he did his guitar solo.
Well, I'll skip around.
It's not Sheltering Sky. It must be Frame by Frame.
That sounds right. Frame by Frame's a classic. This is more of a Steve Reich
This is it.
influenced vibe.
See, he's not wearing a hat.
Oh, good memory, Noah. I mean, he sounds great considering he's 70 years old.
I mean, they're all
Plus?
sounding pretty good.
Yeah. And Tony Levin's background vocals were fantastic. What do you think the dorkiest moment of the show was?
Well, it depends how you judge it. It could be this. Could be this guitar solo.
Do you see how he's tapping
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
with the gaudy tone? That's not what I want.
It's what people like. This is the highest level tapping you can purchase.
Also, Danny Carey's having a hard time with the pocket on this song.
He was having a hard time with many pockets.
Yeah. I feel like he struggled the first 5 or 6 songs of the set. He really didn't get into the pocket with the other guys until like halfway through Act 1.
And this is Act 2.
And this is Act 2.
He's still...
He was the weakest link, right? It's strange to say it, but it is obvious he didn't have the material 100% down, like in his blood yet. Whereas, obviously, Adrian Belew and Tony Levin wrote these songs, so it's in their DNA. And Steve Vai,
He's always locked in.
he's always locked in, regardless of his gaudy tone and gaudy clothing. Plus, he puts butts in the seats. He's drawing so many of these bald Genesis shirt wearing
Or
people who are discussing Rick Beato, by the way. Is that cute? There's this one old guy who's like, dude, you gotta watch the Beato interview. And the other guy's like, I've never heard of it. Look it up, Rick Beato. No, Rick Beato interviewing these guys individually and as a band. It's very dorky.
tapping doesn't get better than this. Whether you like it or not, it's a different discussion. Also, Adrian Belew and Steve Vai are very locked in.
Very locked in.
Adrian Belew likes what Steve Vai is doing.
Danny Carey, even the opening track. Oh my God, can we?
Heartbeat?
Well, the way he was playing drums in Heartbeat really pissed me off. I wanted straight eighth notes on the hat, and his beat was too clunky for me. But we have the footage here, right? We can just look up Massey Hall, and you could hear what I'm talking about.
First song's Neurotica.
Neurotica?
Yeah. It doesn't look like there's...
Just the whole concert, no? Oh, I see what you're saying. It only has that 15-minute chunk, eh? Yeah, we could talk about what pissed me off about what Danny was doing with this track. I love this song too. It's my favorite, one of my favorites.
That's weird.
That's not what this song needs, my friend. This song needs beautiful, like, Andy Summers harmonics and...
That's not why you get Steve Vai. You get to do this.
I think someone put their... Whoever's filming this put their thumb on the microphone. See what he's doing on the hi-hat? Look at his hand. I don't like that. I want the whole time. I'm really picky about that, especially when you're playing to a click track. That's just my very picky, up my own butthole opinion about it, but this is very hard to watch. But you get the idea. All right, anyway. That is Thattington. Any other closing thoughts before we move on to the next segment?
I thought it was a really good show.
What would you give it out of 10? How many
I'd give
crab apples out of 10?
For my personal enjoyment,
Yeah.
I'd give it like an 8.1. I thought we had a great time. I thought the audience was hilarious.
Oh, they were hilarious.
There was a guy in front of us who...
We're not worthy, right?
Yeah, they were doing the leap out of his seat.
This. Oh, there were so many middle-aged men leaping out of their seats.
Leaping. Oh, there was that man who verbally assaulted you.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
Tell that story.
We were in the intermission. Sam was in line for the bathroom, and he yawned. And then this man came up to him and goes, "No yawning at the beat show. This is a great show."
This is a rock and roll concert.
You just stared at him. He's like, "You can tell me to fuck off." And then you just continue to stare at him, and he walked away.
That's exactly what happened.
He was drunk.
He was very drunk.
He was so happy to see the Dorkathon.
And I was not having one bit of it with that guy.
No. And the funny thing was, you were enjoying the Dorkathon too.
We were waiting in line to pee. What, I'm not allowed to yawn while I'm waiting in line to pee?
It's also in the basement, like in a stuffy, hot room.
Oh, I didn't tell you this, but when I went to pee that second time, I had performance anxiety at the urinal.
Too many dorks?
There's just too many people talking and moving around. I couldn't relax.
Yeah.
So I had to like wash my hands and then go back into the wait for the right time and then slide into a stall. Ooh. It was a whole move I did. And then even then, once I got in the stall, it took me a minute to relax. I have performance anxiety even when I'm alone by myself.
I don't like when there's a really bustling.
No, I don't like bustling. It shuts down the relaxation in the bladder for whatever reason. I would agree with you. I would also give the show an 8.0 to 1. I like that rating.
What else? Yeah, I really liked how the guys would leap out of their seats. We had just seen Air.
We saw Air the week before, yeah.
And that audience was too cool for school.
They never jumped out of their seats.
Sometimes, was there any standing at Air? There was a little bit of standing. And then Aurora and I had also seen Sting.
At Massey Hall, the same venue.
Similar seats. And that was different, too.
So Noah's been to Massey Hall 3 times in a month.
Month and a half, yeah.
Oh, okay. Trying to make it more exciting.
And then
Also, can I point out how hideous Adrian Belew's guitar is here?
They don't make Parker, the brand that makes that guitar, is out of business.
Because their guitars are so ugly?
Well, that was the style. Joni Mitchell, actually, that's Parker guitars were some of the first guitars to have MIDI pickups built into them. So she came back and would play a Parker. And actually, if you look at some of her performances with the Parker, it's not as ugly on her.
No, I believe that. I mean, the whole point of trying to recreate these songs was to use the equipment and gear that they used when recording and writing the shit. So I get why he would use this. 'Cause I guess he used it back then.
No, the Parker didn't exist in.
Oh.
No.
So maybe it's
It's like an updated version.
Yeah, like it'll repurpose.
But this is
Whoever did that.
his Parker. Like when they existed, had a Belew model.
Oh.
See,
Custom. Everyone's getting custom on this level.
Yeah. Belew is less gaudy than Vi, but he is kind of tacky still.
Right.
Right? Like he's taking the drill to his guitar.
True.
He chose that color.
True.
He's wearing the hat.
He's less gaudy, but well, I guess Tony Levin's not gaudy. He's dressed down in just a black t-shirt.
Tony Levin, well, he's wearing the white suit, but Tony Levin is interesting. He's like, in some ways, the biggest dork, and in some ways, the least dork.
You're totally right. Because when you try to rank them from most dorky to least dorky,
difficult.
it's almost impossible.
Very difficult.
Because they're all arguably the dorkiest member in different ways.
That's right. Tony Levin invented funk fingers.
Oh, right. What are those things called?
Funk fingers.
Funk fingers. And he was the bassist for Peter Gabriel in the 80s?
And Paul Simon.
Paul Simon. Wow. These are legends.
He's a real legend.
Yeah.
They're all legends.
Yeah. We're not worthy. All right.
Guys were actually bowing. They were leaping.
Oh, there
up
was definitely
and
bowing
to them, and it was really fun to watch. It made the show more a better, fun experience.
Well, especially watching Steve Vai spread his jizz sauce all over the dorks.
I wanted to watch that
Were you
one.
in the splash zone?
Oh yeah,
We were definitely in the splash zone.
We were deep in the splash zone.